What are the three biggest mistakes people seem to make with money, and how can they be overcome?
That is a very big question. The biggest mistake that I see people making is that they worry about money and get stressed about it. If you think about it for a moment, you'll realize that worrying about money has never made you money. It doesn't make problems go away. It doesn't solve problems. In fact, if anything, worrying about money creates more situations that are more worrying. Because what happens when you worry is you put out an energy of worry, and what comes back to you is worrying energy. And so you tend to create more and more worrying situations the more you worry. Now, it's easy to say that, but then people say, well, if my situation's really difficult, how can I not worry about it? Funnily enough, in a way, that's easier than you might imagine. How do you not worry about it? The simple thing for me, or how do you not get stressed about it, is that you relax. And then they say, well, how can I relax when my situation's really terrible? Well, the funny thing is, you can actually relax when your situation is really terrible, because worrying and relaxing don't actually have anything to do with the situation. They're simply choices that you make. And I know that because I teach people every single day of the week how to relax and how to relax about money. And often, after a few weeks of practicing every single day, they come back and they say to me, you know what, Sarah, I'm just not worried about it anymore. I'm not stressed about it. I may still have a very difficult situation, but now that I'm not stressed, I can actually see it clearly, which means that I can make much better decisions. So whether it sounds easy or difficult, I don't think is actually the point. The point is, it is possible to be way more relaxed than most people are about money, even if you're in a situation that by its very nature would be a worrying situation. And when you let go of the worry, you see everything more clearly. You're more able to access wisdom and clarity and the things you need to make good decisions. You're way more likely to notice the solutions that are all around you, because worry clouds your judgment. You can't see anything clearly. And therefore, if you make a habit of not worrying, you will make a habit of making better decisions, which means that you will get into better and better situations. So I think that's the first biggest mistake. The next biggest mistake people make isn't really their faults. It's really not understanding what money is. And so they think money is all about scarcity. They think that if I spend money, I have less and somebody else has more. And therefore they're afraid. They feel like I must make as much as I can so that I've got as much as possible. And I should be really careful about how I get rid of it, how I pass it on, because then I'll have less. And what happens then is when people become wealthier, they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm creating poverty, because the more money I have, the more I'm taking away from other people. This is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of what money is. And it's not realizing that money is energy. So let's think about it a different way. Let's imagine that you pass $100 to somebody because they sell something to you. Although you don't have that $100 anymore, you've got $100 worth of value, whatever it is that you've bought. And that valuable thing may well enable you to make more money. So let's say you buy food with it. If you don't buy food, you're starving and hungry and you can't think and you can't do business and you can't work and you can't make money. So actually buying food and buying good food is investing in your life so that you can go out tomorrow and work and make another maybe $500, and you're going to spend $100 on some more food to be able to let you go out the next day and make another $500 or whatever it is, might be much more than that. So we tend to have this scarcity mindset, which makes us afraid around money, sometimes afraid of having it, sometimes afraid of spending it. But if you understand that it's an energy that keeps moving and keeps growing, and it's an energy that you can invest, not only in big investments, equities and things like that, but if you invest in your life, you invest in the very thing that enabled you to make money in the first place. And so investing in life means you can invest in the thing that enables you to make money so that you can invest your money in making more money, whether that's through your work or through your investments or through your food or through your education or your quality of life, or living in a good place that supports you to be able to work and contribute. All of these things are investments in you. And when you invest in you, you also invest in your ability to contribute and therefore to make money. So let's let go of the scarcity mindset and embrace an abundance mindset, which encourages this notion of investing in life and investing in creating more, being expansive. That's abundance. And that comes from an abundance approach, an abundant heart and an abundant mindset. So that's a second very big problem. And then another really big problem, which again is not really people's fault, but I think it's very, very important to draw attention to it. Many people feel called to do something that's aligned with their purpose. And of course, why wouldn't you want to do that? But when they start doing something that's aligned with their purpose, they start to feel very uncomfortable about making money. And so what we have is a situation where good people who do good things make very little money and often find it very difficult to be successful, which means they can't do very much of that good. While other people do things, may or may not be good, but a lot of people go out and they make money because they have to make money. They feel that they're compromising themselves because they're making money. So they feel that somehow they're compromising their goodness. Then they often end up feeling guilty about the money that they make, because perhaps from that scarcity mindset, they're taking it away from somebody else, which isn't really true. And so we have this distortion in our relationship with money. And then if you think, if I make lots of money, maybe there's something wrong with that. And if you go for your purpose, it's really hard to make money. I think this comes largely from our religions and our spiritual traditions, which have tended to favor poverty over wealth. And even though the institutions themselves are often very happy to make a lot of money, they don't want their followers to make money. It's almost as if being poor will bring you closer to God or closer to enlightenment. And so it's not surprising that we have this division, this split between creating wealth on the one hand and doing good on the other hand. To me, it is essential to realize that it is deeply moral to make money by doing good and to be successful doing something that's genuinely valuable to life. In fact, those are the people and those are the businesses that we most want today to be the most successful in the world. It is far more valuable that a business that is doing good for the world is really successful than a business that is actually directly destructive in the products that it sells. But at the moment, very often, businesses that produce destructive products can do better than businesses that produce really valuable stuff. So I think we need to address this break, this conflict that we hold inside ourselves, and make a decision that it is moral and it is right to make money and be successful doing something good.